Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chris with Digital Ram, and in this video we're going to show you the advanced features of the After Effects RotoBrush and why you should be using it when editing your videos. So with that being said, we're just going to hop right into it. Let's go. Alright, boom. So first thing you want to do is open up your After Effects, and we're going to work in After Effects Beta so you can see some of the new features that After Effects offers with the RotoBrush. So with that being said, just open up your After Effects and we're going to just start a new project, right? After you start a new project, and again, this is the first time we're opening After Effects, so you can see all the new prompts that are popping up. First thing you want to do is go ahead and create a composition. So we're going to create a new composition. This is where your video is going to be played. So we're not going to call it, well, actually we'll call it something, master. Call it master, right? We're going to hit OK. This is a 1920 by 1080 composition. We're gonna go ahead and pull in one of the files where we're just kind of talking in front of the camera, in front of a white screen, right? We're gonna drag that file into boom. We're gonna drag that file into the composition. And I'm gonna just take that part out where it was kind of focusing. We're just gonna find the area that we like. Just kind of do a little jig, whatever. Let's go to a place where we just kind of, boom, we done. There, boom, done. Hit that cut there. Gonna put in. You don't have to do this part. This isn't part of the rotoscope, and we're just setting up our project right now. Boom. Now that we have our project set up, what you probably notice is that it's shot the wrong way. We shot it in portrait mode. We shot it vertically for stories, Instagram stories, things like that. But more than anything, to maximize the amount of space that we have, because we're taller, it's kind of like we're able to maximize the amount of space. Just in case we need to scale this up, scale this down, we can actually get more pixels shooting it this way, as far as, again, after we rotoscope it out. So strategically shooting it so you can get maximize the amount of pixels you get, right? So boom, now that we have that, you might be like, okay, so how do you flip it vertically? If you go into your composition here on the right that we named master, right click it, composition settings. Under composition settings, you can see there are presets here. You can use the presets, or you can just flip these where you can put 1080 at the top, 1920 at the bottom. But we're going to use the presets, social media, portrait, HD. Boom. And that just did the same exact thing I said. It flips it 1080 by 1920 instead of 1920 by 1080. But then you also have to rotate your footage. So we're going to rotate this footage. You can rotate that footage by like doing this right here. Like use the rotate tool. Or you can hit R or hit the drop down. Let's do it the long way. Hit the drop down to do rotate. And we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Boom, just like that. Now that it's rotated 90 degrees, it fits the composition perfectly. And now we're ready to move on to the next step. So now we're gonna get into the actual rotoscoping part. You can find rotoscope brush here at the top, right under help. More than likely it'll be under help. It depends on how your screen is set up. But right next to the eraser tool, right next to the puppet position tool, in between both of those. So the RotoBrush tool, you want to click on that. Once you click on that, you want to double click into your footage. Now when you double click into your footage, essentially it takes you to where it's only your footage. Like, it's not in the composition, it's only affecting your footage. So that's exactly where you want to be. That's why you're double clicking into it. Make sure you have the RotoBrush tool selected. You'll know it's selected by, if it is blue, you'll have it selected. Once it's selected, you'll see that your little cursor is green. And you can simply click and drag to kind of draw where you want to rotoscope out, and rotoscope being what you want to keep. So green, you want to keep it. Red, you want to get rid of it. So let's go with that. So we're going to start with the head. Just click and hold it. Now you might see, look at the bottom. We got a prompt here that says, oh, something's wrong. We can't do nothing. There's a prompt here. So you just read the prompt. Frame rate mismatch. Okay, what does that mean? If you're new to After Effects, you might not know what that means. So frame rate mismatch, you can shoot. I'm pretty sure you heard of terms like 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. You can shoot at multiple frames per second. Our actual footage is at, you can see where this at a frame rate of 29.97. The composition is at a frame rate of 30. We need those to match. So what you want to do is go back and right click in the composition settings. In the frame rate right here, we want to hit the drop down and we want to pick 29.97. Boom. Just like that. Now it's giving us another prompt. Now it says draw RotoBrush and refine edge strokes at full resolution. To get there, you hit view, you hit resolution, you hit full. So view is up here at the top, view. It will be right here. Let's see if I have to click on something else extra. View, resolution. It's currently at half. We want it at full. All right, it gave us a green and it kind of went away. So now we know we're working, we're good. We're good to work. So let's just go ahead and draw around our subject is rough. You can do it as rough or as fine as you want to. Boom. And then click and let go. All right, it kind of selected everything. So as you see, there's this pink thing around everything. That's not what we want. So if you select areas that you don't want, you can hold down Alt and you see your thing turns red from green to red. And we can click and drag out what we don't want. So all of this stuff we don't want, we're gonna just click and drag it out. I don't know why I selected it, but we're just gonna click and drag, fix it. Click and drag everywhere around that it has pink that we don't want. Boom. All right, we're getting closer. Now we have this little white area between the legs that we don't want. Boom. Perfect. Now there is a little part that's like my head right here. I do want that. So you're gonna select that. Boom. All right. So now you can see, oh, we have a little more pink here. Alt, select, pink up here, pink down there. Boom. That, select that. Boom. So now you see it has us framed in this pink outline. That means that's what's selected. So essentially what's selected is going to be visible. What's not selected is going to be invisible. So with that being said, this is a good place. One of the things you also want to look at is in the effects. If you go over to effects, it's right here next to projects. There's a tab called effects. You go to effects, you have different versions. So you can go to 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. I highly urge you to use 3.0 because it has the better technology. It has better calculations. Again, it's the latest version, so it's gonna have the best of the best as far as this technology. So with that being said, pick 3.0. But again, you can see if you want to go back and see the differences of where we started to where we are. You can see that, right? If you want to on the mat, if you want to like do a little like, if you want to call it reduce chatter, that means make it smoother. You can set that up. I'm gonna select this shoe right there. It looks like it didn't select my check. Boom. Well, let's go up to 100%. I don't want it 100%. I want it at, I think that's good right there. Boom. I'm turning contrast down just a little bit. Now, once it's done, you don't really have to do those shift edge settings. You can just to refine it, but once you have it in a good place, now you just hit the space bar or hit the play button. We're gonna hit the play button so you can see. So you're gonna hit that play button, and it's gonna begin to calculate your actual footage. We're gonna go back to the composition, and you can see it cut out our actual character. It's just running real slow right now, right? And I'm gonna just let it run for a second until I start moving. Then you can see, like now, while it does that, while it's actually calculating, I'm gonna go find us an image that we can drop in the background, so you can see how powerful this is. I'm gonna pull this image in here, just so we can see, so you can see. Oh, that's cool. It has a render time button. But you can see we're kind of moving. Now I'm gonna grab this picture of one of the renders we did with our character. I'm gonna just put them in the composition. I'm gonna let it run. And you see the RotoBrush is like propagating right now, so we're just gonna let it run. Boom, and you see it's on the background. Again, it's gonna sit there and calculate this for every frame. And that's essentially what's gonna happen, right? This isn't the best image because this image isn't vertical. But again, if we were to have an image similar or something, we could essentially create an image just like this. Boom. You see. And also, with that being said, we can move ourselves down. Now that we're cut out, we can move ourselves down in the composition. Do something similar to that. Move this down. Move the anchor point to where our feet are, because I think the angle feels as close to right as it's going to get right there. Then scale that back up. And boom. Again, this is an example, right? This is just an example that you can have an image and put yourself in just like a green screen. You can put yourself in an environment, but you essentially RotoBrush yourself out. Super, 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 super easy to do. Super, super, super important. And again, you can see I'm moving. It's automatically rotoscoping me out. Automatically. And don't forget, this is while I'm streaming and recording at the same time. So it's calculating this without me having to do anything, much of anything. Look, now I'm moving around. It's calculating these. And again, when you're not streaming, recording, or things like that, and especially if you have a faster machine, it's going to do it a lot faster. So that being said, you can see, like, it's rotoscoping right now. It's doing a pretty decent job. I will put some, personally, like when I'm looking at it, put some feathering on the edges so the black just kind of fades in with the other parts. But again, a good start to essentially having a virtual space, or virtual background, or a virtual space. Now I'm tempted because I can actually see myself moving. And the thing that I don't like about this already, the thing that I don't like about this composition, not necessarily RotoBrush, but this composition, is that the camera, it doesn't feel like, I guess it does kind of right there. I guess it does. I just wish I had more room on the bottom so we could see me step, right? So something like this, is center it up. Like that. Boom. So you see, the RotoBrush is gonna do what it's gonna do. It's a real it's a time saver at the end of the day. It's a time saver. It's pretty decent. Honestly, it's doing really good. It's doing really good in comparison to 2.0, things like that. So it's getting all of the areas cleaned up a little bit. This one's actually pretty challenging because I have my shutter speed lower. So with the movement, you're getting a lot of more motion blur, but it seems like it's keeping track of the motion blur. It seems like it's doing its thing. It's getting some nice in between the fingers and things like that. It's not losing itself. It's really a pretty decent rotoscope. Now, again, you can use this as a base to continue on with your if you want to call it keying out of your frame, so whatever. But yeah, it honestly looks like it's getting faster and faster, right? I'm kind of tempted to I want to see it all the way through at this point. I mean, we waited, so I want to see it all the way through. But again, I'm seeing some areas like the shadows on the under the feet. You know, that will be very hard for it to capture. But again, this technology is getting better and better. So again, I think that looks really good. What I'm gonna do, while it still is continuing to try to render, I'm gonna add an effect to this part. Oh, that's as far as it's gonna render with my RAM. All right, so boom, you can see it actually. Look at, I didn't have to touch anything. I didn't have to rotoscope this frame by frame. I didn't have to do any of that. Again, you can go in and tweak some of the things. It has a little chatter, but you can go in and tweak some things. I would just feather it in, you know, add some elements just like that. So that being said, hey, boom, so there it is. You got to see how we use the RotoBrush to key ourselves out of environments and put ourselves into other environments. Super powerful tool, and especially in comparison to where I started, where you kind of, it was called a rotoscoping, where you have to actually go in and hand with the pen tool, hand carve, if you want to say carve, I'm trying to think of a better word, but hand carve each individual frame to make sure it's within. So this makes it super easy, super simple, super faster for just a quick, rapid turnaround type of project. So with that being said, hey, RotoBrush tool, very powerful for After Effects Beta. So if you don't have After Effects Beta right now, make sure you get it though. I don't know what you're waiting for. Let's make sure you get it. And with that being said, hey, make sure you join the Creator Academy, where you can learn tips, tricks, and creative processes just like this for your actual production to create content for your brand, so you can enhance your brand, create brand awareness, and continue to grow your brand, grow your business, and establish that generational wealth. So if you're interested in that, make sure you join the Creator Academy at digitalrem. That's digitalrem.com. Join the Creator Academy, where you'll get access to do just like that, starting your business. Not only on the creative side, we show you the creative stuff because that's what we do, but we also show you the business side of how to structure that in a business aspect again, so you can grow, scale, get your own equipment, get your own studio, grow into a bigger entity, a bigger agency, utilizing the skills that you're already passionate about. So how to do that, we're showing a lot of our creators exactly how to do. And outside of that, how to position themselves to be, you know, the top talent out here in this industry. So that being said, make sure you join the Creator Academy. And if you are watching us on, watch us on any other platform, hey, like, subscribe, share with a friend. Let them know, hey, check this out. Check this out. They dropping gems over here. Check this out. This might be something you're interested in. This is something I'm interested in. This is something I learned, and this is something I want to share. So that being said, hey, share with a friend, family member, loved one, all of the above. So with that being said, all of y'all have a blessed day. Later, y'all. Peace.